We have to practice getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You can train your mind to stay calm no matter what happens by following these 3 steps from one of the greatest philosophers of all time, Epictetus. Welcome to the channel. My name is Anonymous. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how to stay calm in any situation by training your mind. We are all capable of rising to the challenges that life throws at us. By adopting a certain mindset, we can remain composed and level-headed even in the most trying of circumstances. This is something that I learned from the best, the Stoics. In this video, I will be sharing with you 3 powerful techniques that can help anyone become more resilient and better equipped to deal with whatever may come their way. So let's begin. The first step to train your mind to stay calm is accept what you cannot control. As a great philosopher, Epicurus was born into a world filled with chaos and uncertainty. Living in the 4th century BC, he witnessed firsthand the tumultuous nature of human affairs. Yet amidst the turmoil, Epicurus discovered a beacon of hope. He realized that while life may be unpredictable and uncontrollable, our responses to it need not be. And so he devoted his life to teaching others the art of living well and dealing with whatever comes our way. This philosophy became known as Stoicism, a term derived from the Greek word stoipoikal, meaning porch painter, referring to the habit of the ancient Greek philosophers to discuss life as big questions while walking around the portico of the Athenian Agora. At its core, Stoicism is a philosophy of personal growth and self-improvement. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot, thus freeing ourselves from the burden of worry and anxiety. To illustrate this idea, Epicurus once said, "It is not things that upset us, but our judgments about those things." This quote highlights the fact that it is not the events themselves, but our perception of them that cause us distress. For example, public speaking might be something that terrifies you, but instead of letting fear paralyze you, Epictetus would have us acknowledge and accept our fear and then choose how to respond to it. Do we let it consume us and prevent us from ever speaking in public, or do we confront it head-on? Knowing that our perception of the situation is ultimately up to us. In the words of another famous Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So the next time you find yourself caught in the grip of worry or anxiety, take a step back and assess the situation. Is there something you can do to change it? If yes, then do it. But if not, then accept it and focus on what you can control. Which brings me to the second step. Turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. In his seminal work, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reflects on the transient nature of life and the inevitability of death. He writes, "You could stop living right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Stop being mindless and aimless. Stop being an annoyance to others, and stop inflicting what you would despise if it were done to you." These words serve as a stark reminder of the fleeting nature of our existence and the importance of making the most of every moment. Life is unpredictable and can change in an instant. It is a truth that many of us find difficult to accept, yet it is one that we must embrace if we want to live a life of purpose and meaning. Marcus Aurelius was not just a philosopher, he was also the emperor of Rome. He ruled over one of the largest empires in the ancient world, yet he never lost sight of the big picture. He knew that power and wealth were not the ultimate sources of happiness, and that true fulfillment came from living a life in accordance with nature. This meant accepting the inevitable, embracing change, and finding opportunities for growth in every situation. In his own words, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the action and does not do so because he has put it out of his mind." When faced with adversity, it is easy to succumb to the impulse for revenge. However, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that this is not the path to true strength and resilience. Instead, he encourages us to rise above our base instincts and respond to negative actions with grace and dignity. By doing so, we not only free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment, but we also demonstrate our superiority to those who would do us harm. When you face obstacles and challenges in your life, instead of complaining or feeling sorry for yourself, try to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. For example, if you failed an exam, don't beat yourself up about it. Instead, Ask yourself what you can learn from the experience and how you can use that knowledge to improve your study skills for next time. Or if you lost your job, don't dwell on the injustice of it all. Instead, look at it as a chance to explore new career options or develop new skills that will make you even more valuable in the job market. In the words of another great Stoic philosopher, Seneca, it is not that life is short, but that we waste a lot of it. We often waste our time complaining about things we cannot change, when we could be using that time to work towards our goals and aspiration. We get stuck in a loop of negativity and self-pity, which only makes things worse. But when we shift our perspective and look for the silver lining in every cloud, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. In order to do that, we need to start by understanding what is in our control and what is not. Epicurus teaches us that there are things that are up to us, such as our thoughts, actions, and reactions. And there are things that are not up to us, such as the weather, other people's opinions, and external events. When we try to control things that are not up to us, we only cause ourselves stress and anxiety. But when we focus on what is up to us, we gain a sense of peace and tranquility. For example, let's say it's raining on the day of your picnic. You can't control the weather, but you can control how you react to it. You can either complain and be miserable, or you can accept it and make the best of the situation. You could decide to postpone the picnic to a later date, or you could just stay indoors and watch a movie. By focusing on what you can control, you can avoid the stress and anxiety that come with worrying about things that are beyond your power. Another way to focus on what is in your control is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment and fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. When you are mindful, you are less likely to worry about the past or future because you are focused on the here and now. You can practice mindfulness through meditation, yoga, or simply by taking a few deep breaths and paying attention to your surroundings. By practicing mindfulness, you can train your mind to stay calm and focused on what is in your control. You will be less likely to get overwhelmed by negative emotions and more able to handle whatever challenges come your way. Which brings me to my final point. Cultivate inner strength through discipline and resilience. Discipline is essential to cultivate inner strength because it allows us to resist temptation and focus on what truly matters. Without discipline, we are likely to be swayed by our impulses and desires, leading us to make poor decisions that undermine our goals and aspiration. A disciplined mind is also more resilient in the face of adversity. When we develop the ability to control our thoughts and actions, we become better equipped to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. We learn to view obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to give up. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. By cultivating a disciplined mind, we can improve the quality of our thoughts and ultimately enhance our overall well-being. This is because when we are disciplined, we are more likely to think positively and constructively, which in turn leads to greater happiness and fulfillment. Furthermore, a disciplined mind is also more focused and determined. When we set goals for ourselves, whether they be short-term or long-term, discipline helps us to stay on track and achieve what we set out to do. Without discipline, it is easy to become distracted by external stimuli or to lose motivation and give up. But with a disciplined mind, we are more likely to persevere and reach our desired destination. The key to developing a disciplined mind is to start small and gradually build up over time. Begin by setting realistic goals for yourself and then developing a plan to achieve them. Break down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable ones and celebrate your accomplishments along the way. By taking small steps towards self-improvement, you can eventually build up a strong foundation of inner strength and resilience. So remember, brothers and sisters, no matter what situation you find yourself in, you have the power to stay calm and composed. Accept what you cannot control. Turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth and cultivate inner strength through discipline and resilience. By following these 3 powerful steps, you can train your mind to stay calm in any situation and become more resilient in the face of life's challenges. As always, I will leave the references to Epictetus' work in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, remember, Stoicism is not a set of beliefs. It's a way of life. Train your mind to stay calm and be unstoppable.